forgot to take off my mask. But hello, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Let me take my mask off real quick. That way you guys can actually hear me and not hear all this muffled noise. And let's get started. So, I am your host, the Harmonist, otherwise known as Ashley Tao, and here to answer all of your questions about how I live the blind life and how I do it musically. So, feel free to hit me up with whatever questions you guys have got, and I will totally... Uh-oh. Hold on a minute. There we go. It keeps saying that my mic is muted, and I don't know why that is. There we go. Okay, it should be working. It should be working. So, alright. I guess I will wait for all of you guys to give me comments, and if there is nothing, it is going to be a very, very short broadcast. But, yeah, I will be here, and I will take your questions as you guys want it. So, until you guys do anything, I am just going to sit here and play a little bit of music because I am at the piano. This is my first day out of what you guys would consider a quarantine of sorts. So long story short, somebody exposed me to some stuff, COVID stuff, and I'm lucky enough that I was negative, but until then I quarantined, and today is my first day back. So it's like, cool guys, I have the piano. And, guys, please let me know if I'm too loud, if I'm too soft, if things are, if you guys can't hear me, please let me know. That way I can actually fix things. So waiting on you guys, and yeah, waiting on you guys. So, that's kind of what's going on now. And while I wait for you, as I said, I will play a little bit of music. Well, let's see. I still don't see anything. So, I And that is okay. Alright. I wait a little more and I guess I just kinda, play a little more music. Still waiting. Well, since I have no questions, I can go through some of the things that I've commonly been asked, and I can go through some of the things that I've gotten from commentary that I posted on YouTube a while back. I do not remember the channel link, but I might be able to find it at some point and post it in the description so you guys can see my comment and what happened afterwards, because that's what started this whole fiasco. But anyway, so let's see, common questions. I've gotten this one quite a bit, which is, do blind people dream and how do they dream? My response to that is, I'm a weird case. Everybody dreams a little differently, and everyone's gonna have different ways of how they perceive things. But I'm one of those weird people where it's like, okay, I was born almost totally blind from birth, but I wasn't born blind from birth. I did have full vision at one time, and then at about 6 months old, I developed congenital cataracts, which is just the filmy gray-blue stuff that people get when they get older. That's that's the best way to describe it to the average person. And that's the best way I can explain it. Anyway, So I developed cataracts at like 6 months old, and then at about 9 months or 10 months, they went in and did eye surgery. And as they were doing eye surgery, they detached a retina in one eye, and the other one was left attached. But I don't think that one ever fully recovered. Um, and if I have any vision in it, I don't know. But anyway, that's how I went blind. totally off tangent or off topic. There we go, not tangent. That's the wrong word. Anyway, so I don't know if that's resulted in me having different kinds of dreams and that kind of thing, but I still see in full color when I dream, and I still see when I dream. I still perceive vision, and I don't know why that is, but I tend to still perceive full color and what that looks like. The other thing that's real interesting is I have some synesthesia. So that's basically just the crossing of the senses where I taste color. I also see shapes with sound, but that one's not nearly as consistent. It's still very consistent, don't get me wrong, but taste and color tends to be the one that stands out most prominently to me. So when I dream, there's a lot of this, like when I taste something, and it's really funny because I actually don't eat a lot in a dream. I don't taste a lot in a dream. I don't taste a lot of things. So I actually, it's real strange because it's like you would think that I would taste things in my dream and get color out of it, but actually no. I dream in full color, and when I taste things, I still just taste things. I mean, of course, I get the color flashes with it, but it's a different kind of experience. That's all I can really put words to as far as that goes. But yeah, that's a little bit of how I dream, and hopefully that answers that question. Although, if you think that's not enough, please, please let me know. That would be great. Anyway, so hopefully that helps. I've already said that. That is really funny. Okay. On another note, let me see. What are some other common questions that I've been asked? Apart from the how do I dream? How do I do things? Somebody asked me how I first learned to play piano. Because I'm totally blind, and I guess people still don't know there are people who are blind pianists out there. That's cool. I wish I had a better way to show you than you just staring at my face. Oh, I should also change the video so you guys can see me better, because I realized that was not adjusted properly for like 15 minutes. Anyway, so as far as there, hopefully the video is adjusted. Please let me know if that's going to be better for you guys. I did not realize the angle was going to be that crooked and that messed up, but there we are. So I know you guys can't see the piano, which is kind of sorry. I wish I could do something about that. Wish I had a camera that I could connect to that I could stick overhead or something so you guys could see the keyboard. That's something that actually probably needs to get done. So I need to buy more equipment for YouTube. Or at least find a good camera and better mic. Anyway, so where was I? As far as being blind and playing at the piano, it's really not much different to somebody who has sight and is playing at the piano. For those who have sight and are playing the piano, we don't have the luxury of looking at the keys. So if you guys ever look at a piano keyboard, you guys see black and white keys. And obviously the topography of a piano also gives you the insight that the black keys are raised above the white keys in groups of 2 and 3. And so using those patterns of 2, 2 and 3, I feel my way around the keyboard and I orient myself to the typography of the keyboard that way. And the rest of it for me is just kind of sound and muscle memory, because muscle memory is a wonderful thing and it gets a lot of the job done where I need it to. So for all of those big, I don't know, Chopin waltzes or anything like that where I have to jump and do things, muscle memory really pays off. And again, because I don't have the luxury of looking at the keys, I can't do anything like sight reading. But if you ask me to memorize a piece, I can probably do it in about 10 minutes tops. If it's like a pop song or something like that. So that is a little bit of how I learn at the keyboard. For people who are blind, some of them use Music Braille and some of them don't. I am kind of an audio-visual learner where I'm weird in the sense that I'm like, I guess, a holistic learner where, I really like looking at the big picture. Don't get me wrong, as a pianist, I have to be detail-oriented too, and don't tell me that I'm not detail-oriented, because I generally try to be as thorough as I can. But when I'm learning something, I like looking at the bigger picture. So I like having a couple of things at my disposal. If I can, it's wonderful to have all of my senses engaged in the learning, whether that be from a kinesthetic angle, whether that be psychomotor, whether that be visual, whether that be audio, it does not matter. I will learn any way that you give me something to do. However, I tend to be a pretty audio-visual learner, which is really funny because people are like, oh my god, you're visually impaired. What do you do? What do you do for your visual learning? And I'm just like, well, I have my hands. Anyway, so, because I'm such an audio-visual learner, sometimes I'll use Music Braille, but Music Braille is very limited in scope. So, for instance, when I was learning a Bach fugue, and I'm actually working on another Bach fugue right now from the Well-Tempered Clavier, but working on these Bach preludes and fugues, one of the things I'm realizing with Braille music is it's so limited in scope, because in music, in the print score, you have 4 voices, each on their own staff. So you have the soprano, alto, tenor, bass. So if you're looking at I'm just going to use this prelude and fugue as an example from book 1. This prelude. And this fugue. Oh, wow. Yeah. I haven't played this in a year, y'all. Please forgive me. Anyway, so using this fugue and prelude as an example, this fugue has 3 voices in it. You have this alto voice here, or soprano. I think it's soprano. That's right. This is soprano. On that staff. And then the alto comes in here. Oh, sorry. Well, anyway, the bass comes in here. Oh dear. go back and pick up the fugue again. Because, yeah, I haven't played it in a year or two. And it'd be worth studying again. Although, as I said, I'm working on another Prelude and Fugue from the same book. Actually, I happen to be working on this Prelude and Fugue, which is number 11 from book 1 in the Multimeter Clavier, and the prelude goes like this. Anyway, the point being, and the fugue is that. Actually, that was just the alto part, but anyway, so you get my point. As far as the fugue goes, and with studying this Prelude and Fugue, as I was saying, because I totally went on a tangent and started playing random things, you, looking at Braille music, come to understand that it's limited, because you can't just look at one voice. It would be nice for you to be able to look at one voice respectively, but you can't see all of the, well, okay, let's put it this way, you can't see all the parts. With Music Braille, you're using two hands, not your eyes. You're using your two hands. So all of you imagine for a second, you're blind, you're reading Braille, you only have 10 fingers. I generally only read with these 6, right here. I hope you can see. Yeah, I generally only read with my pointer, middle, and ring fingers, on both hands respectively, because I keep my pinky and thumb down on the page so I can keep track of what I'm reading. Or at least my thumb. My pinkies just kind of go out whenever I read Braille. Anyway, and that's just a piece of Braille paper. That's not even reading on a refreshable Braille display. When I talk about a refreshable Braille display, I talk about this. So I'm using a Braille note taker, and that's how I generally read Braille for most common things here in college. And if you guys are wondering about the kind of note taker that I'm using, it happens to be a BrailleSense Polaris, which in my opinion is not the best technically speaking, but you know what? I got it because I got the accommodations I needed, and this is what I got as far as that goes. And I'm lucky enough to have a Braille display at all, so that's good. Anyway, back to my point. With Music Braille, because I'm totally off track, it's limited because I can't look at all the parts like I can on a piece of print score music and looking at the various different staves. Wow. Okay. Anyway, looking at the various staves to look at the different voices, because when I do a fugue, one of the ways that my teacher taught me to do a fugue, and I really like that way that she teaches, and it teaches me quite a bit about orchestration, because I really, really love studying composition. I do a bit of orchestration myself. The Eastern Sky was one example, but okay, first of all, that's not mixed well. Second of all, that was my very, very first attempt at ever composing completely without any musical anything to guide me except GarageBand. And I didn't have a keyboard. So composing was hard on that particular piece. And I can link that in the description so you guys can see it. But okay, first of all, as I said, that wasn't mixed. It was not very good product. And it was, there was a lot that was at stake in that particular piece, and I did not do well. But that's okay. Back to my point. So teaching me a fugue, I generally start with one voice, doesn't matter, soprano, alto, tenor, because these are 3 voiced fugues. And I will take it and I will learn it one voice at a time until I have all 3 voices memorized separately. And then I will, then only when I have the voices separately in my head and I can sing all 3 of them, if I can sing one out loud and play the other 2, or if I can sing out loud, play one, and sing the other one in my head, that's when I know I have it memorized. Or if I can sing 2, or I can play 2 of them on the piano and sing the other one. Or, anyway, you get the point. So, and it gets even better for like a 4 or 5 voiced fugue. Ask the organists, they would know. Ask the organist at your church. If they played fugues, they will tell you how it feels. Anyway, so with a fugue, it is crucial, at least for me, to learn all of the voices of the fugue separately. And it's nice to have the print score there because you can look at the fugue, you can see the voice, you can learn it voice by voice, but at the same time you can also look at the full score and be like, ha, I have this analyzed. Whereas in Music Braille, you don't have that. Okay, that took a heck of a long time to get to my point. I am so sorry. Anyway, you get the picture. And I'm sorry that took so long. Anyway, I hope that helps with Music Braille. So I generally don't use it. And yeah, I hope that helps. I really hope that helps. Okay. I should honestly get a little bit of water. So let me grab a drink real quick because I have a water bottle here. And let me find it. Okay, well, I'm just gonna leave my water bottle there for now. And we'll go with it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I totally just knocked over my mic. I am so sorry. I've been a bit of a klutz today, I guess. Anyway, so here we are. And I still see no questions, so I guess I'll keep answering more that I've commonly been asked. How do I recognize people's faces? I recognize people's voices. That's generally how I recognize people. Generally I have a pretty good memory, so I can recognize you if I've known you for long enough. Don't expect me to recognize your voice in like the first 2 go-arounds, because that's just unheard of. And that's not a good idea to try and get me to recognize you like the 2nd or 3rd time around. Maybe wait until I know you, and if I say hi to you because I recognize your voice, or if I wave at you, I know, I'm one of those weird people. I'll still wave at you. I'll still like generally say hi, but might be good if I recognize your voice and I say hi to you just to acknowledge that I also exist. I don't know. But that's how I recognize people's faces. I hope that helps. Oh, dear God. Oh. All right. If I think of any more questions, let's see. What can I think of off the top of my head? Nobody's asked this question to me yet on YouTube, but I've gotten it a lot on other social media sites, particularly Facebook. I've been asked a number of times how I started playing piano and what kind of happened. Or maybe I was asked that on YouTube. I don't remember. I actually don't remember when I was asked that question, but it's fine. So I started pretty young, at the age of 3, and as I kind of progressed in piano, I started taking formal lessons at the age of 6, and in high school I decided I would quit for a while, and it was really interesting because I felt like in middle school I really wasn't motivated to play anything. But once high school rolled around, that's when I actually fell in love with piano, is when I quit. And it was something, because it's, I don't know, maybe I missed piano, or I don't know whatever happened, but yeah, I fell back in love with it, but only after quitting lessons. And now I am majoring in piano pedagogy here, which is at a college. And piano pedagogy is just kind of a very fancy way of saying I plan on teaching piano when I get out of college. But I actually am thinking about changing things. And I've said that for a long time now, but I really am getting into it now. Maybe because I didn't have the resolve, or maybe, I don't know. Whatever happened, happened. So, I'll still be in music, and I'll still be around. But it just won't be completely teaching piano. And I'll still be teaching piano, it'll just be something a little bit different. Because I never really can give up teaching piano. Or playing it. So that's kind of where I'm at in terms of piano, and that's kind of how I got here. And it's not the best answer to that question, but it's better than nothing. Anyway, I hope that helps. And since I don't seem to be getting any more questions, because I really haven't gotten any throughout this whole broadcast, I'll probably just play a little more music, and then I'll end the broadcast early, because I've gotten none as far as no questions as far as my blindness or anything else is concerned and how I do things musically. So because I've got none of that, yeah, I'll just play a little more music, and then I will probably end up ending the stream. So thank you, and I hope you have a nice day. Sorry that didn't help as much as I wanted to. And yeah, enjoy. Okay. Thank you, everybody. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. All right. Take care. Peace to you.